What's up, everybody? Welcome to our recap of the Bethesda E3 conference here live on Twitch. So thank you, everybody that did tune in and watch here at twitch.tv/PenguinRage, the Bethesda E3 press conference as it was happening, doing things and stuff. But it's time to go over it. It should be short and sweet. It should be easy. It should be whatever. So, yeah, let's keep it, So, yeah. This won't be too long because the conference itself was pretty short, so it'll be nice to go through it. But we are joined by OC Platinum, Professor V, and Nerdy Dark Chocolate. And I think Jay Stone dropped off. But regardless, guys, we are hanging out right now. We're going to go over everything that we did. So overall, everybody, what did you think of the Bethesda press conference?
CJ, you go first.
Okay. Presentation-wise, I think it was a little lame just to basically let us do a video. I would have liked to have more interaction with people that actually were behind the scenes developing these games. But with that said, the games look effing fantastic, and I see myself purchasing most of them.
No, I think that's kind of a good upfront summary, that it was boring as hell. It didn't need to be labeled as a conference. They could have labeled it how like Nintendo does their direct thing, where it's a pre-created video. I don't know. I guess people that are there are probably still fine going in and sitting into a room, but they literally had someone come out and say hi and someone say bye. So in regard to a conference, that was even worse than EA. But yeah, the games were cool. I think it was just really the last two that were the most exciting. The Dishonored DLC was interesting, but everything previous to that we already knew was happening, other than I guess Bethesda VR was new. But that was pretty easily predicted.
It looks like that Dishonored game is going to be a standalone, because I just saw it separate, like, packaging and stuff.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess that's so really they announced three things, I guess. But Evil Within 2, the trailer was crazy cool, and same with Wolfenstein. So in regards, that was still pretty neat.
Yeah, and I think overall, I mean, what's interesting about Bethesda is, they're a big publisher, they're AAA, but they're still not a Ubisoft, Activision, EA, whatever it is, with their larger, many launches per year. So, like you guys said, the conference itself wasn't really a conference. It was basically like, hey, let's pile everyone into a room and watch a long pre-cut video with all the game trailers, gameplay, everything in it. Which, there's nothing wrong with that, but, it's not really a conference. Now, my guess is Bethesda Land is what they were calling it, so everybody that was hanging out and that actually attended the event, they probably got a whole bunch of stuff going on now. I think, if I remember correctly, it's going to have a big after party. There's a big party, and I bet you can go hands-on with all the games and everything that is there. So I'm assuming that is the draw. I think that's what everyone there that did attend it didn't just sit there for 45 minutes and now just go home. I think they're actually going to go do it. As a conference, yeah, it was not amazing, but I guess at the end of the day, they also didn't just fill our ears with a bunch of bullshit. So they really just got down to what we wanted to see, and that was the games. And the neat thing before we go through the list of everything they did talk about, everything they talked about is releasing this year. So, I think that's pretty interesting. So we'll start off the top right away. They came out with a couple of virtual reality VR titles. First was Doom VR, I believe it was, or they call it something different.
VFR.
So Doom.
Visual Flight Rules.
There it is. Doom in virtual reality. It looked cool. And then Fallout in VR, and they did say the game in itself entirely in VR. The whole open world Fallout that we know is in VR, which is kind of incredible, actually. But what do you guys think about the VR games?
It's cool. It's only relevant to me if it comes out on PSVR. So I think that's going to be important, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm with Press B on that one.
I don't have a VR headset, so I can't say whether or not.
It's important that like this stuff is like coming out, but there needs to be a point. It's cool to have those things, but there needs to be a point of where people stop porting old games to VR and they start making new dedicated games just for VR.
Yeah.
Agreed, yeah.
I mean, that's the interesting point, though. They did not say what platform these games were actually coming out on, which is kind of a pain in the ass and annoying. Like they should say this is only on Vive or this is on PSVR. But I don't know. Maybe those are still trying to be determined of what that's actually going to be and what it's going to do. So, you know, it is what it
I
is.
think a game like Fallout, though, it's going to make it much more immersive. Like, if you already played it through, it's probably worth another playthrough in VR.
Yeah, I think it looked pretty cool because it literally was just Fallout as you know it in VR, which, you know, for anybody that out there that has not done VR yet, it is definitely an experience in itself, and, you know, it's definitely worth checking out. So, next up is Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind. This actually just released, I believe, last week, so this isn't necessarily new news or anything there. They're basically just showing off that this is still their online MMO, still popular, still big. If I was to get a free copy, I'd probably give it a shot and give it a run, but, you know, nothing that I can really speak on or, you know, run out and go spend money on. Any of you guys interested in Morrowind?
Pass.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on past that then.
It's probably for the people that have more of the nostalgia of like that actually played it back in the day. But Oblivion came out when I was like probably like 8 or 9, so maybe a little bit older than that. But
Okay. There's Creation Club, which they talked about is a new thing that's coming out. It's creation tools and content for Fallout and Skyrim. So think about all the mods and everything you can already download for Fallout and Skyrim. But basically, this is paid for things, but this is created by top-notch creators or developers. So this is quote-unquote AAA content, extended content for these games.
I feel like the name of
but
it's kind of misleading. I was really hoping that I would be able to create things myself.
yeah, I mean, everything I'm reading on Twitter, everyone says if this is paid mods, this is terrible.
Yeah.
That's a really, really bad thing.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of
because
what it sounds like, but it's
Valve tried to do it, and it just was an absolute shit show.
right. I don't know. Very well could just be curated content from the mods, but you're right. I mean, mods are mods for a reason, right? So, yeah. Next one up was the card game called Elder Scrolls Legends. I'm going to be brief on this unless you guys want much more to say. It seems like everybody's jumping on the card game bandwagon. Obviously, with The Witcher did it with Gwent, which kind of was justified. Everybody loved Gwent in The Witcher 3. Hearthstone and everything like that. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any desire to play it myself. I do enjoy Gwent. Not gonna lie there, so maybe there is an appeal for it, but I can't even recall playing. You know, I don't know.
There's a huge following to it, and Hearthstone makes Blizzard a fuck ton of money, so I'm sure everyone's trying to get in on that, and yeah, I think that's kind of the end of it.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So, but now we're getting into the good stuff. So the next big one that's releasing this September the 15th. Is Dishonored 2 Death of the Outsider. So they showed a quick trailer of it. It looked really cool. Obviously, in the Dishonored world, we were kind of confused while watching it live if it was an expansion to Dishonored 2 or if it's a standalone game, a prequel, anything to that nature that actually, you know, is it standing on itself? Is it DLC for Dishonored 2? They didn't say. As it was just a continuation role. Did any of you guys out there see online any Google searches or Twitter of what it was, or anybody in the chat? Let us know as well.
Well, the biggest thing I noticed was there was no 2 next to it. It was just Dishonored and then whatever it was.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Interesting. Dishonored 2, I mean, good game. I still have got it on the backlog. I haven't played it yet. So, you know, this could be definitely interesting. I think it'll scratch that itch for many of the Dishonored fans out there, which will be cool. But, you know, it's still Dishonored. So whether you're in that world or not, I don't know how interested people would be. Next is Quake Champions. I think Quake Champions looks cool. I think it's a good concept. It's going back to the original formula that made Quake so popular with the fast-paced Twitch-style gameplay. And they're very big into the competitive esports gaming with this. So they talked a lot about QuakeCon and everything that's going to go along with that. So it's going to be a Quake. If you're a big fan of that, I think I'll definitely check it out. Give it a run for its money. But I know I'm not good enough to even fucking hold my own. Derek, you interested in Quake Champions?
Yeah, I mean, I like any shooter like that, but... You know, it's just another arena shooter, it seems like, but we'll see.
Anything else, you guys?
Yeah, no, I never played Quake before, so
You
I'm really tied to it for me.
fucking youngling.
Oh boy.
I mean, Unreal Tournament and Quake are the bread and butter.
Yep.
Yeah, I miss Unreal.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely has an audience, and the arena shooter obviously has got a big following with everything that they do. So we shall see. We shall see. But then the next two are the ones that were absolutely mind blowing and out of the water there. So first was Evil Within 2, releasing this October the 13th, Friday the 13th. The trailer they showed was absolutely insane, and it was beautiful, frightening. Very cool trailer, so definitely check that one out, guys. Evil Within 2, I think we can all safely say that we're pretty excited about that. Derek, you played the first one?
Yeah, it was really good. I played it a long time ago, so I don't remember too much about it, but it was a standout. I played it on PC as well.
Gotcha. Derek, Brian, CJ, you guys thinking about getting Evil Within 2?
I am 110% on board. I want it.
It looks exciting. Yeah.
Definitely a good Halloween scary movie type of game.
Yeah, I think it coming out on Friday the 13th in October, right before Halloween, I think it makes perfect sense so that we're, playing a scary game like that right before Halloween and everything. I'm just more blown away that these games are like literally just a couple months away. I think.
Yeah, it seems like Bethesda does that.
Yeah. I mean, they're smart. They got their portfolio. They know what they're doing. And we'll end it with the one I'm most excited for, the one I've been hoping for a long time, and that you're seeing the current trailer for right now in the background. That is Wolfenstein 2 from Machine Games, coming out also in October 27th, 2017, obviously, unless anything gets delayed or whatever. But as you can see, the game looks absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you guys played Wolfenstein: A New Order or Wolfenstein: The Old Blood that came out, I think, probably about 3 years ago, right at the top of this console generation.
Year. It was like 2.5.
Yeah, something like that. And the games were fucking awesome. The story's really cool. The gameplay and the gun mechanics and the way you actually handle it is absolutely awesome. As you can see, is beautiful. It's just frenetic. It's chaos. It's awesome. So if you have not checked out Wolfenstein on PS4 or Xbox One or PC that came out a couple years ago, definitely go pick it up because it's probably cheap. But there it is, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. I think it looks awesome. I mean, the fucking, like, Nazi, not Nazi appeal, but the way the Nazis took over everything and this the aesthetic and everything. Like you see right here, he drops acid. Derek actually noticed that when the chick's over there freaking stabbing the dude, and then he's tripping balls. So it just has a freaking cool feel and aesthetic to it. Like, Wolfenstein's awesome. What do you guys think?
It's a neat concept. Throw it on just pure insanity, and I think that's Captain Redbeard tweeted. He's like, it said that it looks really weird, but it looks insane and it looks like a lot of fun.
Is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You guys,
exactly.
Derek, you were a big fan of Wolfenstein.
Yeah, it looks, more of the same. Looks awesome. My only gripe is it looks like it got a little too futuristic, but that's the way it's, that's the direction they took it. So I'm excited for it for sure.
You referencing like him putting over that like helmet thing?
No, that was actually pretty cool, but like the dogs and the lasers and stuff was a little much, but I'm still excited for it.
The lasers, Stuart. You don't like the lasers?
You don't like the lasers.
Well, maybe if you drop acid.
That's true. You just had a little laser jumping around. That'd be kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, the Bethesda press conference was, simple, to the point. I'm not going to say it was the greatest by any means because it really wasn't a press conference. But you know what? They showed off some great-looking games. We also understand Bethesda is not this massive, massive portfolio. They have what they have. And the fact that we're getting two amazing, I mean, I guess you can say three if you say Quake Champions and then the DLC for Dishonored 2. But with Evil Within 2 and Wolfenstein 2 both coming out this year, just a couple months from now, I think that's pretty impressive. I think that's pretty incredible. especially at the quality that they look like they're going to be. I trust in Machine Games, especially with Wolfenstein 2, so I'm not too concerned on how that's going to look. But yeah, I think it was overall a good conference. I think it's safe to say that E3's been off to a good start with Microsoft, EA, and Bethesda now already completed. Tomorrow we have Ubisoft and then PlayStation in the evening. So all you guys that are out here watching the stream, thank you for being here and attending the live streams on E3 with PenguinRage here on Twitch. We did Microsoft earlier. We just did Bethesda. And tomorrow night, Monday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, we're going to be right here at twitch.tv/PenguinRage to do the live stream of the PlayStation press conference. So obviously, that's usually one of the big ones at E3, one that runs long as well, usually about 2 hours or more. So, guys, we will be here live. Come hang out, jump in the chat with us up while we're reviewing everything and seeing how all the announcements come out from PlayStation's camp. Because, you know, I'm very interested to see how they can try and come close to how their conference was last year. PlayStation's conference last year was received from many as one of the best E3 press conferences in history. So, it'll be very interesting to see how they come out of the gate this year. If they just fire on all cylinders, games, or if there's something else.
It's going to take a lot for them to kind of go above what Microsoft did. They had a damn good conference.
Oh yeah,
Most people
for sure.
were saying that was one of Microsoft's best since like probably 2005 or 2006.
Oh, for sure, and because they focus on games, and that's what made it good.
If PlayStation can come out and give some big surprises like they have to, then they can do it. If they don't, then it'll probably be an okay conference that, you know, maybe won't be that memorable.
Well, where they can try and surpass is obviously we don't think they have hardware, so they're obviously already under the gun in that regard. But the one thing that the Xbox conference was lacking was that big selling AAA blow your mind exclusive. So obviously Sony probably played all their cards last year, seeing God of War, Days Gone, all those big AAA exclusives. So we'll see if anything comes out of left field. But all right, guys, we're wrapping it up right now. We'll be live tomorrow about 30 minutes before the press conference, which starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, which is then going to be 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time, I think. Time zones suck.
Math is hard.
All right, guys. Thank you for everybody that's been here. I'm PenguinRage. We're with OC Platinum, Professor B, and Nerdy Dark Chocolate. So we will see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you.